I am 92 years old. My hands tremble when I try to lift a glass of water. And some mornings I wake up not knowing if my body will obey me today or not. The room is quiet, too quiet, and silence has a sound when you reach this age. It sounds like memories knocking from every corner. Time did not slow down for me. It never does. Before you move on, listen carefully. Please listen. These words are not meant to impress you. They are meant to reach you before life teaches you the same lessons the hard way. I was born during a time when life was simple but harsh. No screens, no shortcuts, no easy comfort. We worked with our hands, and we learned early that nothing comes without effort. As a child, I was curious and restless. I wanted to build things, fix things, understand how the world worked. I became an engineer, not because I loved numbers, but because I loved solving problems. I thought fixing machines meant I was fixing life too. I was wrong. My youth was filled with long days and longer nights. I worked hard, very hard. I believed hard work was the highest form of respect. I believed if I kept going, life would eventually reward me. I ignored my body, thinking strength was permanent. I ate whatever was available, skipped meals, drank too much coffee, and slept too little. Movement slowly disappeared from my life, replaced by chairs, desks, and deadlines. I thought I was building a future. In reality, I was slowly trading my health for success. I married in my late 20s. She was patient, gentle, and stronger than I ever realized. In the early years, we laughed easily. But as work took more space, silence entered our home. I was physically present but mentally absent. Even when I sat next to her, my mind was solving problems that did not matter. Our children grew in front of me while I was looking elsewhere. I missed dinners. I missed school events. I missed moments that never came back. Now, at 92, loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the presence of regret. I sit here and replay moments I wish I had lived differently. I wish I had walked more, even if slowly. I wish I had treated food as fuel, not convenience. I wish I had taken care of my body before it demanded attention through pain. Like movement, even simple walking, could have saved me years of suffering. Hope is the strange thing that kept me alive. Even when my body weakened, hope stayed. Hope made me open the window every morning. Hope made me believe that one more day still mattered. Without hope, old age becomes a prison. With it, even sickness feels bearable. Staying connected was something I learned late. I pushed people away unintentionally, thinking I would reconnect later. Later never came. Friends passed away. Family drifted. And one day, I realized I had fewer people to call than fingers on one hand. A simple conversation, a shared memory, a laugh. These things keep the soul alive far longer than medicine. Gratitude was the last lesson that came quietly. When you are young, you complain. When you are old, you understand. I became grateful for small things. For waking up. For sunlight touching the wall. For a warm meal. For a body that still allowed me to sit, to breathe, to remember. Gratitude does not erase regret, but it softens it. There were nights when illness made sleep impossible. My joints burned, my chest felt heavy, and my thoughts ran endlessly. In those moments, I understood how fragile life really is. I understood that time was never mine to waste. I had borrowed it, and now the bill had arrived. If you could see me now, you would not see a wise man. You would see a man who learned slowly. Too slowly. A man who believed there was always more time. There wasn't. I am not angry at life. Life gave me many chances. I simply didn't recognize them when they were quietly passing by. By the time I reached my late 60s, life had started collecting its debts. The body I ignored began to speak, first softly, then loudly. My back hurt when I stood. My hands shook when I held tools I once mastered. Doctors used words I didn't like hearing. They were not cruel words, just honest ones. They told me what my younger self refused to believe. I had to abandon things, not because I wanted to, but because survival demanded it. The small addictions I once laughed about were no longer harmless. Too much caffeine, late nights, habits that felt normal slowly drained my strength. I watched people my age walk freely while I struggled to stand straight. That was the moment I understood how quietly addictions steal your future. They don't destroy you in one day. They take small pieces, year by year. Work was another addiction. I wore overworking like a badge of honor. I thought rest was weakness. I thought slowing down meant falling behind. Now I know it meant falling apart. Work never loved me back. It took my energy, my time, my attention, and when my body could no longer give, it moved on without a second thought. Stress and worry lived in my chest for decades. I worried about money even when I had enough. I worried about problems before they arrived. I worried about things I could not control. That constant tension carved lines into my face and pain into my bones. I see now that most of my worries never became real, but the damage they caused was very real. Self-neglect felt normal back then. Ignoring pain, skipping checkups, postponing rest. I told myself I would take care of myself later. Late arrived wearing sickness. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is respect for life. I learned that too late, and comparing myself to others poisoned my joy. I looked at men who earned more, achieved faster, lived louder. I measured my life using someone else's ruler. I forgot that every life runs on a different clock. Comparison stole my peace while offering nothing in return. If you are in your 20s or 30s and you can hear my voice, let me tell you how these realizations came to me, not as advice, but as scars. I delayed important decisions, thinking time was unlimited. Some opportunities never returned. Doing things at the right time matters more than doing them perfectly. I believed work would always be there, so I put life on pause. Balance is not something you find later. You build it daily. I learned that watching my children grow without me was a pain success could not heal. Health felt invisible when I was young. I treated it like air. Only when it was gone did I realize how precious it was. No achievement tastes good when your body is breaking. Family waited for me patiently. Too patiently. Love does not demand attention loudly. It waits quietly until one day it gets tired of waiting. Time slipped through my hands because I never held it carefully. Hours wasted cannot be recovered. Work followed me home every day. It occupied my thoughts, even my dreams. I forgot how to be present. Presence is the real luxury. Self-growth stopped when I thought I had learned enough. Growth is not a phase. It is a lifelong responsibility. Failure embarrassed me when I was young. Now I see it was my greatest teacher. The moments I failed shaped me more than the moments I succeeded. Money helped me live, but it never taught me how to live. It solved problems, but never answered questions of meaning. Purpose was something I postponed. I thought it would appear once I achieved enough. Purpose is not found at the end. It guides you from the beginning. At 92, my days are slow. I move carefully. I eat simply. I stretch even when it hurts. I call people even when I feel tired. I say thank you more than I ever did. These small acts keep me alive in ways medicine cannot. My deepest regret is not what I failed to become. It is who I failed to be when it mattered most. I regret the evenings I chose work over presence. I regret the conversations I postponed. I regret believing time would wait for me. But I still have hope. Hope that you will hear me. Hope that you will choose differently. Hope that this confession reaches someone who needs it. If this story touched you, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with the young who are rushing through life, with the elderly who feel forgotten, with those who are sick, struggling, or lost. Let them know it is not too late to live with care, intention, and gratitude. Time does not wait. But today, right now, you still have a choice.
It is a confession from a man who has already paid the price.